Spot on the chin. Anantalvan was born in 1053 AD in a place called Siruptur near the southern town of Mysore in India. He was interested in learning Vedas and scriptures and studied them from a very young age. He became a disciple of Bhagavad Ramanujacharya and spent his time performing service to his teacher. Bhagavat Ramanuja's Guru Tirumala Nambi lived in Tirumala Hills serving Lord Srinivasa. However, he was getting old and found it hard to maintain the temple and its surroundings. Ramanuja, who was inspired by Alvars, that is, saints immersed in the deep devotion to the Lord, divine poems on Lord of Seven Hills, called an assembly of acharyas and asked them if any would undertake the task of serving the Lord on hills every day. It was well known fact that hills of Tirumala were covered with thick dense forests. It was home to many wild animals. There were not many people who lived on the hills. Many of Ramanuja disciples were fearful of living in such unfavorable conditions. Anantarya, a strong and silent devotee in the gathering, rose to his feet and said, Beloved Acharya, I will be happy to go to Tirumala and do service to Lord Venkateshwara as per your wishes. Ramanuja felt very happy. He stood up and hugged Anantarya and declared before the gathering, Anantarya, you are the man, truly the man. Anantarvan and his wife went to Tirumala and immediately started to clear away the land and establish a garden. They grew fragrant flowers and wove them into beautiful garlands to offer to Lord Srinivasa throughout the day without taking any breaks. One very hot and dry summer, the water level in Swami Pushkarani decreased rapidly. Anantalvan was worried that the plants would die without enough water and decided to dig a well. Since his Acharya Bhagavat Ramanuja had entrusted him with the task of performing service to Lord Srinivasa, he felt only he and his wife were responsible for taking care of garden and so began to dig the well. Anantalvan's wife, who was pregnant, worked very hard to help her husband. She was very devoted wife and followed his instructions. As Anantalvan dug out the dirt and mud from the bottom of the hole, she would put the mud into a basket, carry it, and throw them away from the temple. She did this every day without resting or relaxing even for a moment. But one day, Anantalvan's wife was very exhausted that she dropped the basket of mud and sat down to rest in the middle of the path. Lord Srinivasa, who observed the couple's service, was moved seeing the dedication and hardship they were going through to dig the well. Lord Srinivasa, who had observed the couple's service, melted with compassion on seeing Anantalvan's wife's condition. He wanted to help them. He immediately took the form of a young boy and asked her to let him carry the basket of mud. She refused, but the young boy was persistent. He was determined to help her, and Anantalvan's wife had no choice but to agree. Anantalvan, meanwhile, was digging at the bottom of the well with a crowbar. He noticed that his wife's pace, which was very slow, had picked up. She returned with the empty basket. Within few moments, Anantalvan became curious when he noticed his wife was returning much more quickly with the empty basket. When asked, his wife replied that she was aided by a little boy who helped her carry the mud out. Anantalvan became angry. He did not want anyone else performing this service to the Lord and told the boy to go away. The boy was very reluctant and kept nagging Anantalvan. Anantalvan became more furious and threw the iron crowbar to chase him away. The crowbar hit the boy's chin and the boy started to run. Anantalvan followed him, but the small boy was very fast. He ran into the temple. Anantalvan ran behind the boy but could not find him. He had vanished. Next day, when Anantalvan went to Lord Srinivasa temple to serve him, he was shocked to see blood oozing out of Srinivasa's chin. He immediately understood the identity of the young boy and was grief stricken with remorse at heartful the Lord. He asked the priest to apply camphor or pachakarpuram on his chin so that the bleeding would stop and provide relief to the Lord. Ever since then, the priest Tirumala applied a white camphor to Lord Srinivasa's chin as a beauty spot. Lord Srinivasa instructed the priest to hang the crowbar in the middle of the mandapam right in front of the deity. He wanted to show Anantalvan's love and devotion to all and also demonstrate his own love towards his devotees. People who visit the temple today can see the crowbar hung above the right side of the entrance door of the Gopuram and can realize the significance. To this day, after the Deepavali Asthanam in Tirumala, Lord Malayappa, Sridevi and Bhudevi returned to Garbhagruha. While Sridevi and Bhudevi are taken inside Garbhagruha, Lord Malayappa is taken anti-clockwise carrying and running around the Vimana Prakaram and then going into Garbhagruha. This is called as Bhagsavari Utsavam, which is unique in Tirumala. This depicts the scene where Anantalvan was chasing the Lord with a crowbar and Lord was a young boy running and disappearing into Garbhagruha.